Thank you, Change Champions. Thank you, our cluster leaders, the Mgwazo leaders from across the whole country. And thank you, members of the press. We are here gathered, just having finished receiving a report. We got a report from our candidates selection panel, which is the independent panel that were instructed to carry a process on our behalf. They've done a fantastic job. We are so grateful. We are so thankful to them for the work that they did. It's all systems go. We now have a full complement of our candidates across the whole country. What awaits the next process is for us to file the nomination of those candidates. And we're so thankful to CISP. Thank you, members of CISP, our independent electoral body that was dealing with the selection. And of course, our Change Champions who contributed to this wonderful process.
Hey everyone, this is Ziki and I am back with some news for you, and I'm taking you straight to CCC. Now, yesterday, we saw CCC coming out on a press conference giving a list of nominated candidates for different constituencies, to which many people had questions like, why is it that there's so many people in these constituencies? What is really going on? Well, Chamisa said, we are giving you these names, but hey, the real list is already out, but we cannot put it in the public as yet, And so many people, what is going on? Well, like they say, every game needs a strategy. You don't just go into a game without a plan, without a strategy. So I think this is also, a strategy for CCC, to withhold the names of their candidates until such a time that they're going to present them to ZEC. Because a journalist asked, well, why is it that you gave us this list and yet you are saying there is the real list of candidates? You already know their names. You already have the final list. Then why give us this list, which is not the final list? And then to which President Chamisa said, well, you are not ZEC. Okay, we give you what you want to have. Until such a time that we are going to say, well, now is the right time to give you the right list. We're going to put out that list in the public. So many people are like, well, what is going on? Anyway, let me not talk too much. Let me leave you watching that press conference that was held by CCC, and you hear for yourself what Nelson Chamisa said about this whole thing. And it's time for campaigning and it's time for the elections. Until I come back again, please take care.
Members of the Citizen Candidates Independent Selection Panel, CISP, they did a fantastic job. They've submitted unto us the different names that the citizens are proposing for various constituencies, various wards across the country. And we are happy with the caliber of the citizen candidates. But beyond that, we are also happy with the process. And that report has been adopted and fully accepted. Now I want to take any questions. If you have any questions from the citizen movement's perspective, we felt that we just needed to tell you that now that we have received the report, we are obviously going to use it for our internal purposes to make sure that we file the nominations for the various positions that have been indicated by the citizens. But otherwise, thank you very much, and we're happy. Thank you, Sis. Any questions?
Yes. My name is Elian Tali from 263 Church. It seems that the names that have been nominated. Okay, my question goes to, are there any grievances that were raised by those who participated in the consensus? And how do you intend to resolve the issues, given that we have the nomination pending?
Well, you must understand that we started this process way back. We have three critical institutions, CISP being the conducting and administering body, but we also have the vetting committee that was dealing with vetting. So people would have questions around nominations or vetting, or would have grievances around the process itself. There was a grievance handling body that was dealing with cases as they came and on a case-by-case basis. Save for Harare, we still have those who are yet to be adjudicated upon, and that is going to be the process, most importantly this afternoon, and we're going to be done with what needs to be done. We still have time to be able to correct all those who have concerns and grievances. And CISP finished their job, which is to basically submit a report to us. So we are happy with the report so far. Grievances always be there, and we will be able to address them. And we have internal mechanisms to deal with them. Yes.
Thank you. Saka zvinoreva here kuti pari zvino triple C haisati yaane macandidates. That's the first question. And then the second question, ndo panoperera basi achaselecta ndiani? Is it the panel? Is it the party who is going to select the final list?
The citizen movement already has candidates. We have already concluded the process, and candidates are selected at a local level. For ward representatives, it's at the ward level. It has already been done. The only thing we have not done is to give you the final list. But these are the final nominees that were there, and you need to know who is who in which constituency. But in some cases, there was an emphatic and resolute position on who the candidate is. And I'm sure it's self-explanatory. So yes, in terms of who decides the candidate, it is the citizens who have already decided. You go into communities, people already know who their candidate is. All we are doing is just to make sure that we facilitate for that nomination and for honoring the will of the people, the will of the citizens. This was a new, disruptive, novel, and never tried before candidate selection process, and it has produced a wonderful and an amazing result, and we are happy with the outcome so far. You will see when we file our nominations the caliber of our candidates.
Saka matipirei, why didn't you just give us the final list?
Well,
Especially
you were not given the
constituencies.
final list because you are not ZEC. You were not given the final list because you don't necessarily have to be given that final list. The final list is for the various constituencies. And what you have been given is for you to know what to expect in each and every constituency. And also to indicate the process. That is a product of a process. When you see the outcome, you must understand that there has been a black box, which has been the processing of this whole candidate selection process in the context of our new and novel process. So it's not as if we have not given you what we are supposed to get. It's important for you to know who is who stands where across the whole country, all the provinces, in all the constituencies and the wards. Yes?
So are you going to announce the public the final list before nomination?
The final list, you have already received it, and you already have it per constituency. But I'm not so sure if you want us to announce again.
The names of the people who won, the final names of people who are going to put the final nomination papers.
You have been given a list of winners. Those who have been announced are the people who have won in terms of the citizens' hearts and preferences. We don't lose, we don't win in the CCC. We just have preferred candidates. And those are the candidates that are preferred. The finalists are known. We have had a community consensus process to determine who is the most preferred in any constituency. And that is what we already have. We have received that report, and that report will guide our candidates' nomination process. But we have all the candidates across the whole country, and we have a very exciting mixture of different classes, tribes, regions, gender, and yes, wait for Wednesday. It's just too nice.
Are you suggesting that you are going to follow everyone whose name has been read?
You see the candidates representing the CCC, and they're going to be filed. You will see. I mean, you don't have to put the cart before the horse. We have given you the report, and be satisfied and be happy that we've shared with you some of the outcomes of the different processes that we have been embarking upon. It has been a journey, from nomination, vetting, validation, the caucuses, and now what you have is the distilled process, the product of that process. And what you see now are leaders from across the regions of our country. We have regions and we have cluster leaders who represent the different regions of our country. And we are happy that we are everywhere and we are ready to win. In fact, we have won just to seal our victory come the 23rd of August. But it's done. It's a done deal. As for the presidents, we have backed it. The parliament, we have the majority. As for local authorities, we are collecting all the 34 urban councils. And of course, the 58 rural district councils will have the majority. That is our aim. That is our target. And we have no doubt that we are the big and the next government in this country.
Any specific reasons why you are not forthcoming or willing to share with us the specific names of the people who are going to? Are you going to say, I've already told you?
Well, you keep saying the specific. We have been very specific. When we mention names, we are being specific. We are not just groping in the dark. We have said in this constituency, these are the people who are preferred. What we have not done to say is to say this one is the one who is going to be filing the nomination. But they are there. On that list, they are there. So if you are given A, B, C, you have been given an answer. You have to choose the best one.
Why can we not know the specific ones who are going to file?
You know them. We've already given you an indication. And good things come to those who wait. It's coming. Thank you. Yes.
In the event that Honorable Tibaiti and Honorable Rusty Markham, since they have already been nominated by the citizens, what then happens to one of them in the event that the other is not filed?
Well, they will be redeployed elsewhere. You know, the citizen movement is a big movement. Roles and tasks are given by the citizens. The one who has been nominated will be the candidate. The one who is not nominated will also be deployed. We are a big movement. They will be given other responsibilities.
Are we perhaps going to see them coming back to Parliament through Senate or proportional representative?
They will come into government. We are no longer talking about Parliament now. Our eyes are on government. They will be in government, serving the people of Zimbabwe. We're a giant movement. We disagreed with ZEC, we disagreed with government, we disagreed with ZANU-PF on, making servants pay for a service that they have to give. It's unheard of that you employ somebody, but you want them to pay for the employment that they are giving you. When you send leaders, they are your servants. You can't ask them to pay a fee to be nominated. It's scandalous, it's criminal, it's unconstitutional, and it defeats logic in any civilized society. But be that as it may, we've said, look, we are going to make sure that is a serious citizens movement. Citizens never run short of ideas to circumvent the tricks and booby traps of the oppressors. So yes, they are covered, and it's going to happen. You will see all the candidates. We aim to make sure that we have all the candidates in Parliament, proportional representation, and you'll see them. Wait for Wednesday. Why do you want to fast track Wednesday and bring it forward? It's going to come. Thank you.
There has been speculation that CCC announced its candidate a few days after nomination court, so that leaves a legal room for those disgruntled candidates that may want to go on their own route as independent candidates. How would you address that speculation?
Well, those who want to be independent are free. In fact, being independent is the simplest thing. They can actually file now. But if those who want to be CCC, they are already on the party ticket, and they will register as party-nominated candidates. If you have any query, you have already approached the grievance handling body. If your issue is not resolved, you are free to also even stand on your own. In fact, the more the merrier. But what we know is that CCC will have a full complement of the candidates, and they're going to be announced. Why should we announce candidates in the context where we have ZANU-PF literally pursuing our candidates one by one? Why should we give you the final list now so that we are advertising targets and victims? We're dealing with ZANU-PF, and we know how to deal with them. Even if they come and hoping to get information through journalists, we will not give them that information. We will give them necessary information for them to understand that we are coming and we are ready for them. Last, thank you.
Sebato semutungamiriri muri kuona here kuti mune nguva yekuzodzokedzana nekuti tinoziva kuti maprimary elections anounza kupokana nenyonga-nyonga mapato akasiyana-siyana. Imi zvamuri kuti muchaanaunza musi uchange wenomination, mune nguva here, munoona semutungamirira kuti mune nguva here yekuzodzokedzesana vanhu vemubato renyu?
Chokutanga kukugadzirisai nekunatsurudza kuti isati ita anonzi maprimary election ndezvekuZANU-PF. Isu tinoita gokorodzo, tinoita gumano, tinoita ungano nesangano nokuonesana kuti akanaka unomiririra vanhu ndiani. Saka ivavo vanhu vakutoziva izvozvo, mukaenda kwese munyika muno vakutoziva kuti unodikwa kuno ndinhingi, changosarira kungoshambadzwa kweunodikwa. Saka isati nazvo kuti kune gakava kana kune bopoto ungagumbuka zvazvo mumba here, ndezveruzhinji, ndezvokutumwa. Ungatsamwa kuti hauna kutumwa kunoita basa, asi unenge uchida kunoita zvimwe. Vanoda kuba ndo vanogona kutsamwa kuti ndashaya mukana wakunonokora nekukokota gapu renyika, asi unotumwa kunoshandira nyika. Haaneseki kuti ndanzi ndisendekwe paite mumwe, kutobatsirwa. Saka medu hamuna dambudziko iroro, mune mufaro bedzi-bedzi. Kwatinotyira kune bhora musango kuZANU-PF, sango racho tirisu tichigamuchira mabhora anenge aiswa kwatiri muno musango kuti zvinhu zvifambe zvakanaka, nyika yeyambuke. Munhu wese anoda kuti zvinhu zvifambe munyika muno, ndo zvatoda kuti tibatsirane. Hakuna usingadi kuti nyika yafamba zvakanaka. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you.